Welcome back to the Darkness on the Edge of Town Paranormal Radio Show. I'm your host, Dave Schrader. Sitting across the board from me, back in studio, Tim Dennis. And this evening, we're doing something a little different. We're having live readings done by Psychic Tiffany. And again, if you've been listening to the show and you'd like to connect with Tiffany on your own, you can do it. You don't even have to have crossed over. Just contact her at Tiffany at readingsbytiffany.com, or you can check out her website at readingsbytiffany.com. And there's ways to get in touch with her. Or if you're a friend of mine on MySpace, just go look in our top friends. You'll find the lovely Tiffany sandwich somewhere in there between Chip Coffee and one of my other psychic friends, John Oliver, I think. You're the meat of my best friend's psychic sandwich on it.
I love it. Thank you. We've
been working this evening with morning show hosts. We've had K-Fan in here. We had Mike Morris and Sludge came in. Donna Valentine from K102 Morning Show, and then of course Muss a few minutes ago. I can't forget we had Mark Rosen in with us.
Yay!
And well, she's not happy about any of the rest. Just Rosen.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Did you notice the way Superstar kept flexing for Tiffany during the whole show?
Yeah, that's the first thing he did. It was the gun show. Did you see that? He went.
Yeah. He's a sexy man.
The guns were very active.
And of course we had Lee Valsvik, which was cool for me because, you know, being in radio 20 years ago with you, Tim, and then moving up to the cities, I used to listen to Lee when she was with Steve Cochran on KDWB, and then when she stayed with Dave, and then she's bounced around at all the different Clear Channel here. It's just been great to have
she's been in radio longer. I mean, it's like dog years in radio. I mean, she's a lovely woman. You wouldn't guess if she's been in radio since 1910. She's gorgeous.
She looks good. She looks like she's nowhere past 40.
She looks like she's amazing.
She is great.
She is an icon.
Somewhere she's got a portrait of Steve Cochran aging in her closet while she remains young and youthful.
Well, yeah. What was that? Who is that? That story.
Ooh, Dorian Gray.
Dorian Gray. Yes. Thank you.
Well,
it was right there.
We've saved him. All the way from K102. We dragged in the final mix of the morning show over there, and he's in here with us now. And the reason we wanted to hold him off is he's kind of nervous about this.
He said he's creeped out.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually feel very, very warm in my stomach area right now. This is like freaking me out.
You aren't going to puke or anything.
It could be the 2 cans of Jolt and the 8 Pixie Sticks that you ate on the way in.
Possibly.
That could have something.
I got the garbage can nearby.
Are you afraid, or are you just more nervous?
I'm nervous. I'm kind of afraid of what's going to happen. Not really afraid of what the people I want to contact are going to say. Just like it's going to creep me out a little bit. So I don't know.
Why are they going to start telling us where you've hidden the bodies?
I think you're right.
What are you telling us?
You've said too much.
No, I think you're just creeped out by what you heard Muss say about the mayo and masturbating.
Thing. Yes.
So, and who would be a little nauseous, right? Yeah. Who could blame you?
I love mayo, by the way. If I can just say, Miracle Whip, fish sticks, nothing better.
Peopleformayo.com. Check it out.
I know. Right. Never, ever again. Ever.
Now, Fish, how long have you guys been together doing the K102 morning show?
I've been on the show
together in a romantic way.
Well, that's only been going on for a month or so. But no, I've been on the show for a little over a year and a half. Donna and Muss have been doing it for about 9 years now. So
now you came. You actually know Tiffany from another station that you worked at.
Yeah, right? I used to work down at a station in Mankato, and we had her on down there.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Thank you.
And it's really cool to be like
right back at
we never met.
Awesome.
It was just always over the phone, and now I'm like right here with her.
I never got down there.
So did she ever get to do a reading for you back then?
Yeah, she did a few. Yes.
But it wasn't mediumship stuff. It was more just like, general reading stuff.
You know. Yeah. Meet the right person, or should he quit his job and move to the cities and work for K102?
Right, exactly.
Excellent. So it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks for the advice, by the way. It worked out.
Well done. Well done.
Hey.
So now you have in mind a person or two that you'd like to connect with?
Yeah. Okay. Actually, both of my parents are passed away, so I don't know if you can do either.
And you're so young. I don't know. Oh, my gosh.
Well, hopefully we can get both of them. Let's see. What are their names?
Yeah, give me their names.
Dave and Sheila.
Dave and Sorry, I went to write to Morris Day in the Time. Oh, Sheila. Sorry, not what you wanted.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
Whatever. Wasn't it that same era?
She can connect with the dead, not so good with the musicians that sing the songs we all know and love.
Connecting with heaven, not Billboard.
I love that Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, he's big. All right, so we have Dave and Sheila on the other side.
Anything else?
I'm just messing with you.
Sorry.
All right, so now where are we?
Dave and Sheila.
Yes.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me just see. And usually it's going to be one or the other that comes through. And oh my God, it's your mom. It's the Sheila. She's talking about you. Honey, This is awesome. This is all good stuff. Oh, it's such mom stuff. I have a magnet on my fridge that says my mom thinks I'm pretty. And it's so cute because your mom's like just gushing about you and what a good person you are. And and she's talking about how you had to grow up so fast. But here's the thing. She's talking about how you grew up even before they passed. Like you were at 8 years old, you were an old soul. You were already an adult at that time. And she's talking about how you started working as early as you did and how you grew up so quickly. And she's just giving you a lot of credit, and it's interesting. She's not saying like, woe is me. She's not saying that, she feels bad for your situation. She's just really proud of that you had to become that person. And so she's not, some parents come through and they talk about, gosh, I wish you didn't have to grow up like that. I wish you didn't, have that strong work ethic. I wish you were more of a kid for a longer period of time, but she's really proud of it. And she really wants you to know that she's acknowledging that and, really not giving herself credit, but giving you credit for taking on that responsibility. She's talking about you buying a house in a year. And so she wants you to know that it's like on its path, it's on its way. Then now she just says a year and a half. So there's a little bit of a period of time in there. But she tells me to tell you that the windows are going to be bad. So you need to have an allowance for like getting new windows right away.
Okay.
All right. Maybe better yet, you should have the inspector check the windows a little bit more closely before you buy them.
Yeah, on the sale of the house, Thanks, have Mom, that all built in.
Okay.
Well, I think it's.
Are you seeing this house having wheels underneath it? And in a tornado path?
That is my dream.
But a year and a half. Yeah, she's talking about that happening. She's talking about two. And it's cute. She does, honest to God, she's like over here and she does this. I'm all, like, she's strong. Like, I'm all better. Like, she talks about how frail she was when she passed, and she's like, like she wants to tell you that like I'm tough again, I'm strong again now. But she says, but it's cute. I'm sorry, I'm just having a Fargo moment, but she said, but I'm doing real good. I don't know if Mom had like that lovely Minnesota accent thing going on, but or that Midwestern-y, but it just that was such a, but I'm doing real good, don't you know? She didn't say "don't you know," but it was just that sound.
Stop putting words in the spirits' mouths.
Sorry, I know I have a bad habit of doing that.
Speaking of putting words in spirits' mouths, the creaking and weird noises you hear in the background are just Tiffany in her chair.
Are those EVPs? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, exactly. No, they're EV turns. Unfortunately, it's just Tiffany's chair. So don't email me and tell me you hear creeping stuff.
It just kind of creaks, and I gesture. And it's so cute because she wants to give your dad some time, so she's like telling me she's going to exit and like going to let Dave come in. Now he's coming through. This is going to sound so silly, and he's showing me like a lazy boy chair, like a big recliner type chair, and it has like a nubby fabric on it, and I don't know what he wants, and it rocks a little bit back and forth. It isn't just a recliner, but I don't know what he wants me to acknowledge with this. But he's showing it to me.
Is it yours? Did you lose your virginity in a nubby recliner? And he was there watching? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he was there and I didn't realize.
But he's showing me this big, fluffy, lazy boy chair. And so, like I said, this nubby, it's not a plaid though, but it does have lots of colors in it, but he's showing me this chair. Hold on. He tells me to let you know, he makes these little knocking noises, like little, like rapping noises, not loud, it's not going to sound like a door slamming, but, he wants you to know, like, this is him, like, he's trying to, like, get your attention. It's almost like he's just like, hey, hello, look at me. So he's talking about that. That's how he's trying to get through to you. Hold on. Now he's showing, okay, so he's showing me like this little tool carrier, not like a tool chest, but it's like more like a tray with a handle over the top of it. Okay. And he's showing me all these tools, and he's like, I have this. And so I don't know why he's trying to acknowledge it, but like I said, it wasn't, the Craftsman red toolbox, but it was just this metal weird tray with this handle bar thingy over the top, and he wants you to acknowledge like I have it. Hold on. He says he sees you watching out for the kids. Like little ones. And he just wants you to acknowledge that responsibility too.
My kids or just kids in general? No,
just kids, like family kids, like other members of the family, like littler ones. And like you've taken up, and it's like he's saying you've taken up like his role to them. And so he's just, and it's like little ones.
So are you the one walking around saying, pull my finger?
Yes.
For the kids? That's great.
Yeah. I do act a lot like my dad did around like nieces and nephews.
Oh,
and
is that
stuff
what
like
it is?
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. And so, yeah, he's talking about you taking at that role. And he says, too, that that's funny. I'm sorry. He says that you have a lot going on up here. Mm-hmm. And
she's pointing to her head.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, helping people on the radio again.
Wrong media.
Not my chest area.
Yeah, not chest skull region. But he says you have a lot going on up here that you don't get out. Like you don't say a lot. You have a really strong filter from head to mouth, and which is surprising. You being in radio after all, usually there's a very minute filter there.
Well, there's not a lot of time Muss takes up most of the
Really,
time.
I can't imagine. I'm shocked to hear that.
Well, it's
Knock
starting
me
to come
over
out
with
now.
a
Look
feather.
at he's unleashing on Muss is out of the
Going
station.
crazy. But he's talking about like you don't get enough out, and he's kind of saying that was the same between you two. So yeah, he says that he was always the one at like family gatherings that would just kind of stand in the corner. People would come up to him and engage. He was never like the engaging, hey, put the lampshade on the head kind of guy. So he just, yeah, but he wants you to know that they're both good, that they're both, and it's interesting. He says that they're safe, like they wouldn't be safe, but that's the exact word that he uses. So he's pulling its energy back.
Okay.
Yay. Makes sense to you?
Yes.
Yay.
Real quick question
Go.
is
Bring it.
there was a guilt that I felt after they passed. I just want to know
No guilt.
what they.
Dad says no guilt.
Okay.
He says it's not necessary.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. He said that you needed to get rid of everything. And so is that what the guilt was around? What's the guilt? Well, you don't know. Don't even say.
Okay.
Don't, it doesn't matter. But he's talking about like, no, it's like totally not necessary. You reacted the way that you needed to. That's
Okay.
exactly what he says.
Okay.
Okay, cool?
Yep.
Yay!
Well, thanks a lot, Fish. Thanks for coming in with us.
Thanks for having me.
The whole
Thanks,
K102 morning show.
So you did puke or anything?
No, yeah,
Good job. We got Psychic Tiffany in the studio. We'll be back with more. You're listening to Darkness Radio right here on your home for the best in paranormal talk radio. Good evening. Welcome back to the Darkness on the Edge of Town Paranormal Radio Show. I'm your host, Dave Schrader. Sitting here with me, Tim Dennis. We have the lovely Psychic Tiffany in studio with us this evening.
Thank you.
Joining us from all across the Twin Cities. We've had some great times at the different morning shows. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed heavyweight of morning shows.
Dun, 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 dun.
Chris Baker's going to kick my ass for saying that. But you know what?
You're bigger than him, though.
KDWB. We've got Dave Ryan in studio with us right now.
Give it up for me. Give it up for me. Come on.
Dave Ryan. Woo!
Give it up. Wow. Give it up. Me.
They were kind enough to have us on the show on Halloween, and I asked them, we'd like to have them in the studios this week, so they stopped in to pop in. And now, Dave, do you have somebody that has crossed over you'd like to communicate with?
I do, actually. In the last 5 years, I've lost both my mom and my dad.
Oh, my gosh.
In the last
brutal.
5 years. They were
Honey.
old, and Dad was like 88 and just, got old and sick and died.
Yeah.
And Mom had Alzheimer's and died about 2.5 years ago.
Yikes.
So.
Okay, well, who do you want me to reach out to first?
Let's talk to Dad.
What's his name?
Fred. It's a good dad name, right?
That's like
Fred.
out of sitcom.
Yeah.
Dave Ryan's dad, Fred.
Yep.
Okay, hold on a second. Fred, hold on a sec. Let me just try to connect with him. He's funny. He's just like you. He's funny.
He's pretty funny,
He's
yeah.
talking about how he gave you his sense of humor. And he keeps showing me the February calendar. I don't know what the February connection is. Birthday, anniversary, monthly. I don't know what the February connection is, but he's trying to
Not
acknowledge
sure.
something with February. And he's talking about, he says you don't stop moving. He wants you to follow. He wants to follow you around, but you're constantly go.
Pretty much, yeah.
Perpetual movement. And he says that you're going to hear a sound in your car. You need to get that addressed. It's like a it has to be like a something that moves around. How's that for a girl moment right
It's pretty
there?
mechanical.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks
Thank
way to
you.
hone in on
Yeah.
more specific.
But I just hear it repeatedly. It isn't like a one time. Something breaking, but it's almost like a belt or something, but it's sounding like it's off kilter. He says you're going to have to get that taken care of real soon, like in the next couple weeks. That's cute. He says he wants to acknowledge that Mom is okay.
Good.
He tells me to tell you too. He says he's noticing an issue with your knee, and it's more on the outside. You have to get that taken care of.
Really?
That was like an Elvis move right there.
Like, wow, my knees, yeah, okay, I'll watch that.
But he's talking about that you need to take care of that as well. That's cute. He tells me that you're always one to blow stuff off. Whoa, I can't see out of one eye. It'll get better.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just figure everything will work itself out.
Mm-hmm. You need to be more consistent with really getting some medical attention, honey.
Okay.
Hold on. But overall, he's doing good. What's Mom's name? I'm going to try
Louise.
to pull her. Fred and Louise.
Yep.
Shut the front door.
No, seriously, yeah.
No,
Fred and
that's
Louise,
awesome.
yeah, and they
Okay,
loved each other
so
right up until the end. He went to see her every day in the nursing home.
That is amazing.
Every day. He would sit there on the couch and hold her hand.
That's so cute. Well, that's probably why he's like, okay, enough time with me, and she needs to come through. Oh my gosh, she has like the cutest little giggle.
Oh, yeah, she's very sweet.
I'm thinking Betty Rubble right now. Just that
She
cute little,
laughed all the time when I was a little kid.
Just coming through.
And I would get like lost in church or in a crowd. I would listen for her laugh, and that's how I would know, I would find her, because I would hear her laugh all the time.
It's so cute. And she's really, I don't mean to say girly, like, wearing florals all the time, but she's very feminine. She's very, considerate and modest, and just, she's coming, she's so cute. And I don't know why I keep seeing her hair.
I'll tell you why you see her hair, because she loved it all the time. That's all she ever did was go down and get her hair done once a week, all the time.
It's
and my
so
mom and
weird,
dad was the
all I
one
could
thing
see
they
is her
used to
hair.
fight about, because she spent so much money on getting her hair done. They used to fight about it. And back when I was a little kid, she used to buy wigs, and my dad would hate the wigs that she would wear.
Oh my God.
And so we had an outhouse because we were poor. So he would take them, he would take her wigs and he would go throw them down the outhouse hole. True story.
She would not.
True story.
That's why
Thank
she's
you.
bringing through the hair. So, it's just so funny because I can't even see her face. I can hear her giggle, but I could see hair.
Because he wanted her hair to be really long, even when she's like 50.
But
he
it's
wanted
like
her
a
hair.
little bob.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she had really, really, really short hair.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's something you don't want to see when you're sitting on the outhouse seat and you look down. You think you got a rabid beaver underneath you.
No, you could go a whole different.
Come on, now this is a family show.
Anyway, but no, she's showing me her hair, and she oh, that's so cute. She wants me to tell you how mobile she is now. Like I can get up and walk, and that she's safe and sound. She's talking about you need to replace the kitchen floor, and so
Really?
she's talking about like it's like, and it's. No offense, she's talking about that there's damage, like something's coming up and you're going to see this pretty quick. And she's talking about you need to notice it and love you. You need to do something about it. Here again, she says that you'll sit on those types of things. Sorry.
I will, yeah. Till there's a hole in the floor.
Yeah, somebody falls through. That's no good. I
Keep
totally had
stomping
that
on the
happen.
bubble.
Just knock it down, kids. Come on, stomp it down.
But yeah, she's talking about that. Yeah, you need to kind of take notice and watch that. There you go. Did you have any questions for him?
I miss you both.
Oh.
Love you both.
She says that they're with you all the time. Give me your kids' names really quick. The first names, please.
Allison.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that are related to her, I guess they're all related to her.
They're
Are they
all
all related?
hers.
If they're my kids, are they
They're
also
all yours.
So the ones that Allison,
Yeah.
Beth,
Yeah.
Carson, and Chase.
She's going right to Allison. 'Cause all of a sudden, she's talking about kids, and
I was
she's
just gonna
talking
say she
about
adored Allison.
Like Allison and she are like the same person. I mean, there's so many correlations between the two of them. She's just talking about how she always has to watch her. And did Allison have that super cute little girl voice that, I don't know how to
lisp.
Okay, well because I was just going to say Cindy Brady.
A little bit, yeah, she totally did.
And she's talking about that she loved, she loved that voice. Okay, that's what she's telling me. There you go, Cookie.
Thank you very
You're
much.
so welcome.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you for stopping in.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Got time with you, Steve-O, real quick? Come on in. And now, again, we have
Bring it.
Steve-O from the KDWB Morning Show joining us in studio as well. Now, do you have somebody that you've been thinking about you'd like to make a communication with?
Yeah.
I guess I would say my great-grandmother who died a couple months or two.
That was very Cartman of you.
I'm thinking. Well, I was trying to think of my... Because I really haven't had any deaths in my family. I mean, I haven't had anyone die in my family, really.
That's a good thing.
So, my cousin Stephanie, but I kind of don't remember anything about it.
No
so I guess my
connection there.
Graham Phillips.
What was her first name, hon? Graham.
I don't actually know. I don't remember. Margaret.
All right.
Sorry, that was for, everybody knows what that was about. Oh, dear Margaret. Oh, honey, she's going right to your lower back, like almost sciatic issues. She says that you need to watch that.
Okay.
Careful. She says, and it's so funny because it's almost like it's contradicting what you're saying.
Okay.
She's talking about like you have scads of people over there, you just don't pay attention, and that's exactly what she's saying.
Okay.
Is like you're not, and it's no big deal. You're put under pressure right now. Like think of somebody right now.
Okay.
It's no big deal. But she's talking about like how much family is really over there, and it's so cute because it's almost like she wants me to know that.
Well, like my dad's over there, but I was never alive when he was alive, so I don't know anything about him.
But that's totally okay. But
I know that
she's
he's
talking
bald.
about that. You know what?
I knew that he was bald. That's really all I know about him.
That's it. But she's doing fine.
He's using Dave Ryan's mom's wigs now.
Yeah,
over
really?
there, just so you know.
Well, there you go. Yeah, he pulled them out of the outhouse. But and then she's showing me. This is going to sound so silly. Where is there a picture of you in a wheelbarrow? Because she's showing me like you in a wheelbarrow, and she's showing this wheelbarrow real specifically.
There might be, I don't know, like my Nana and Papa's, or I mean, they always had wheelbarrows around their house. Yeah. Okay,
because she's talking about not the wagon, real specifically.
No,
she's
no.
telling me wheelbarrow.
Okay.
And so she's wanting you to acknowledge the wheelbarrow. So that's what she's telling me.
Okay.
And that's so cute. She's like totally doing like the dealer thing. Like, I'm done. Did you have any questions for her?
I guess if she misses everybody, I don't even really have any questions.
She does, but just not you.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure she doesn't miss me.
She's really freaking busy over there. So yeah.
I always want to know, does she remember, when we went to visit her in the retirement home? Because for a while that she was really drugged up and she never remember. And then sometimes she would remember things because they took her off of different drugs. Was she happy? I guess at the end, was she? She said, and this is so cute. This is her word, not mine. She says she was comatose. So she was happy, but she was so out of it. She wasn't really even in her body towards the end. Okay. And it's so cute because people would poke her and she could feel them, but she couldn't even hardly respond to it. She wouldn't even acknowledge it. So, what do you think's going to happen with Papa? What's that? With her son, my Papa, my grandfather. What did you ask them? What did she think's going to happen with him, or is he going to be okay? Everything good with him? He's older too, obviously. I mean, she died when she was 102, and he's got to be 80. Got some longevity, 80-ish.
Are you guys like Highlanders?
Yes.
Nobody in my family has died, and
I really don't know how we do it. Seriously, we're still kicking.
That's awesome. He's going to be around for a while. She says that what's going to happen is, and this is what she's concerned about, is he being able to eat food and take food in through his mouth is really going to go down the tubes, and that's going to, I hate to say it, but be the beginning of the end. Okay. Cool. There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love that. He's not going to be able to eat, and then he'll die. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I don't mean it to be mean, but that's how she was
he's got some time, though.
Yeah,
so
he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are Highlanders.
You can go intravenous. Why not?
Good deal. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. Steve-O, thanks for joining us in studio.
Cookie.
We'll be back. We've got the loveliest part of the KDWB morning show coming up next.
Coming back?
No. Oh. Wow, you need to open your eyes, boy. We'll be right back. You're listening to the best in paranormal talk radio. Good evening. Welcome back to the Darkness on the Edge of Town. I'm your host, Dave Schrader. Creaking across from me, the lovely psychic Tiffany in the chair that will not die. This chair is amazingly loud.
I know,
Tim,
sorry.
Get out the WD-40 and can you spray her butt during the show?
It's not my
I know
butt.
You will. Hey, by the way, speaking of spraying my butt, I've got some horror ticket to give away. Crypticon is coming up. Yeah, Crypticon is coming up next weekend.
Where's that?
And it's going to be at the Radisson in Roseville, Minnesota. And we've got a lot of really cool horror movie people are going to be there, including Chris Sarandon, who was the voice of Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas, was also the vampire from Fright Night, and, of course, my kid's favorite movie. He was in Princess Bride. He was Prince Humperdinck. So he'll be out there. We've got John Kassir, the voice of Crypt Keeper. Tim and I have a table there. We're going to be sitting there with the lovely Kelly Maroney from the movie Night of the Comet, Chopping Mall. Beverly, what was
Night
it?
of the Comet rocked.
No, she was, I can't remember the other one.
Not yet,
what was
anyway.
One Stoner Spicoli movie? Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
She was in that too?
Yeah, she was the head cheerleader in that. But she's going to be out there. We're going to give away for the next 3 callers right now. We're going to give away passes. It's a pair of passes that you can come on out, and it's a weekend pass. So you get to come out for the entire weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to be a part of this. Again, it's Crypticon taking place at the Radisson Hotel in Roseville, Minnesota, on the 14th through the 16th of November. Tim and I are going to be out there. Come on out and say hi to us. For the next 3 callers, you can get a free pair of tickets to attend the Crypticon. Come out. You should. It's a great time.
I think I am.
We'll be giving those passes away. Now we're going to go to my favorite part of the KDWB morning show.
Wow.
I told you when we came in here and I saw this lovely blonde walking around, I'm like, wow, how do we get her to be on our show? Is she one of the interns? Because the interns around here are pretty fun.
Wow.
Yeah, they are pretty good looking. And then they no, dude, that's Lena from KDWB. And
Don't talk to her, look away.
Really? And they're like, yeah. So I had to avert my eyes for the first couple of weeks. Yeah. And then I got to come stand in the studio. She was so kind to me. She's been great. She went out ghost hunting with us.
I did. It was like one of the best times of my life, I would say. I had a really good time.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Best times of your life?
I've had a pretty sad life.
I was just going to say, you're very young.
Yeah, we took her out. She was ballsy, man. We stood there in the dark. It was so great. Well, I love this. I was totally expecting or hoping that when the lights went out, she'd grab me. No, it was John behind her. It was
our intern was screaming like a little girl.
It was hilarious.
Really?
Mm-hmm,
She's all quiet and reserved. She's like, yeah, let's go dark. I turn off all the lights, and then all you hear from behind Lena is John going, oh, God, no, please. Why are we doing this? Turn off the light.
Really?
I'm like, if you're here and you'd like to communicate with us, come forward. No, don't do that. That'd be a bad idea. I want you to come forward. Why are you doing this? This is horrifying.
Poor
and I was trying not to giggle, but we had a great time. We were out there. We went down in the basement of the soap factory.
Oh, yeah,
and
the soap factory.
had some really cool stuff. As a matter of fact, we'll plug it in a little bit later. I'll play some of the audio on one of the upcoming shows here. I think we might even do it tomorrow night. But we did using the little Shack Hack radio. We went into one of the creepy little rooms. We sat down. I was explaining to him how the radio worked. We turned it on and started cycling through the stations. And I said, would like to know if you're here. Can you communicate? Can you tell me my name? And the first thing that popped out of there was Dave. We started talking for a little bit, and we were getting some strange little things to pop. Now, along with us, we had Steve-O, we had intern John, we had Lena, and we had Crisco with us, and Crisco's brother. And then we go, I said, all right, well, if you're not haunting this place, are you attached to one of us? Is there somebody you want to communicate with? And it says Crisco. I don't know any late night cooking shows that might have been on at that time that would use the term Crisco.
Rachel Ray.
And it almost sounded like it was trying to build up. It was like Crisco.
Crisco, yeah. It said Chris a couple times, and then it said Crisco.
So we had an interesting time with that. And then one of the first times when we turned off when we first got into the basement, as we all stopped moving, we were standing there talking, footsteps started to approach us, and it was great because we all kind of got the deer in the headlights look of, wow, did you hear that?
Yeah, it was a crazy night. We heard screaming too. We heard like pigs squealing at one point that none of us really knew where that was coming from.
Yeah.
It was sort of movie. It was a Deliverance.
Tim was upstairs with Adrian, and Adrian looked bashful and shy when they came downstairs later.
My mistake.
That is scary. Wow, crazy stuff. So, Lena, we wanted to have you in. You guys were kind enough to have us on the morning show on Halloween, again, from the KDWB morning show. And wanted to know, is there somebody that's crossed over that you'd like to try to make a connection with?
Actually, yeah. On my mother's side, we had a group of people pass away within the last 10 years. My grandmother died when I was in high school, and my grandmother was the matriarch of the family.
Yeah, sure.
We all adored her. And then my cousin Kyle was 20. He passed away about a year later from pneumonia. And then my grandfather passed away about a year ago, and his son, my uncle, also passed away. So my grandma, grandpa on the same side, my cousin, and then my uncle all passed away.
Can you pick one?
I know.
Let's throw a dart at the board and see who we're going to connect with.
If either my grandmother or my cousin, because he was so young when he passed.
Give me your cousin's name. Let's
Kyle.
Go with him. Do you mind if
not at all.
I mean, not to pick for you, but
no, that's fine. His name's Kyle.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me have Kyle come through. Funny guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, and he's like wily. That's the word that like does that make sense to you?
Yeah,
it's not just funny joker, wily.
Yes.
Like, there's always something going on, like practical joker. There's always something going on. It's so funny because when he's coming through, he's like, hey, he's
very
like
mischievous.
Perfect, exactly. Yeah. He's really funny. And it's so cute because he's telling me he does stuff, and this is exactly the word that he's using. He's telling me he does stuff to spook you, like to startle you. You're going to see stuff out of the corner of your eye, and that's him. And he wants you to know that's totally him. And he's like, hey, I want her to know that it's me, it's me doing it. And he's like totally, it's so funny because he's like totally laughing about it. And, he has a great nose. He has a really strong nose.
It's big.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was saying strong to be nice.
It was a big nose.
Yeah. But, yeah, because he's coming through down here. I'm sorry that I'm, like, glancing at him, but he's so funny. He's telling me to tell you that, it's so cute. He does this.
Yeah.
And not that you're leaving KDWB anytime soon, but he's talking about, like, you have big things, big stuff. And he says that there's going to be...
I see her on Darkness Radio as the new co-host. Is that wrong?
Big things.
She couldn't take the pay cut.
Wow, that's painful. Probably true, but painful nonetheless.
Like I'm making a mint right now.
But he's and I hope this is okay, but he's talking about you, and you're young. I mean, this isn't going to be that you're going, next Tuesday or anything, but he's talking about you going to Chicago next, and he's like really excited about that. And he's telling me verbatim, sooner than later.
Okay.
Is that to meet my parents?
Are you having fun in the corner?
I am.
Over there?
I am. Way back over here.
Yeah, I know.
Alone.
We're ignoring him, so he has to. I know. And his mother, just between you and I, you should totally meet her because she's awesome.
She's very nice.
Yeah, she's not nice. She's hilarious. But she's not nice. She's hilarious. Your mom's going to kick my ass now.
My mom sucks, but she's funny.
No,
is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
Step outside.
She beats you, but she's funny.
No, that's right.
Yeah, right. She corrects you up, so it's okay. But sorry. But back to him. So no, he just Why does he keep showing me like playing cards? He's like flipping cards at me.
We learned how to shuffle cards at my grandma's house growing up.
All right.
So we all learned kind of together, and she had this automatic shuffling machine that we were all crazy about.
Oh my God. When you're a kid, that has to be like
it's
fascinating.
the craziest thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's just showing me like, and it's so funny because he's like, tell her. And he's like flipping these cards up at me. And so he just, he wants you to acknowledge that. And then this is like the most random reading ever.
He should meet his dad.
I mean, what's the watermelon connection? He's showing me like big old watermelons, like full-on watermelons.
Well, I know. I mean, that whole family is freaking huge eaters.
Okay.
And I know. I mean, when we got together in family reunions and stuff, I mean, it was always in the summertime and that sort of thing.
All right. So that's why. That kind of makes sense. All right. That's why he's showing that. But overall, like I said, he just keeps laughing, and he just looks like that little twinkle in his eye, and he has more like of a triangular face. He has a nice chin too, as much as he has
a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's so funny. And it's so funny that he's coming in lower. It's like he's sneaking in, like
it's so
under the
weird
radar.
He's like 6'2".
I
so
believe
it's
you.
funny that he's short and.
Well, that's just where he's coming into me right now, and so I don't know. Maybe he's just sitting on the ground.
Most
that's
men bow before Tiffany, so that's natural.
I can see why.
Really?
Yeah, you
really?
at our events.
David?
Oh, come on, don't lie to
You're
me,
gorgeous.
Tiff.
I can see why.
Right back at you,
How
back
are
girl.
you?
But thank you, love you. But no, he's just coming through right here. So no, he's good. He's perfectly fine. Just really quick, I'm asking him about Grandma, and he said this is going to sound so silly, but I don't know if Grandma had like this funky little cough like perpetually, but he's like she still has that even on the other side.
Kind of a nervous little tick. Yeah.
And so it was a tick for her.
Yeah, a little thing.
Got it. Because I'm like, why would she still be if she's on the other side? She wouldn't have any health malady. But he's like, just tell her that. Just tell her that she still has a.
So she's good and they're together.
She's perfectly good.
Awesome.
They're totally together. And he actually says too, and I don't know if this is been validated to you, but he actually says that there's like a miscarriage or something, and he says that the baby's on the other side, and he wants you to know about that as well, that he's with the baby. Does that make sense to you?
Well, not for sure, but I know that there is some stuff that may or may not
underlying.
Have happened. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So that's interesting.
Plausible deniability.
Right.
I love that phrase. But yeah, but he just wants to acknowledge, and so maybe that's his way of saying like, yeah, it totally happened. I want you to know.
Okay.
So that's what's coming through. Ta-da.
Thank you
Did
so
you enjoy
much.
yourself?
I did.
Yay.
Thank you.
Lena, thanks for coming in and spending some time with us this evening. I know it's late. You guys need to get up early in the morning because you're just not
Bless your heart.
night people.
I never sleep. It's fine.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you very much. You're listening to the best in paranormal talk radio. We'll be back with more Psychic Tiffany right after this. Good evening. Welcome back to Darkness on the Edge of Town Paranormal Radio Show. I'm your host, Dave Schrader. We've had a fun night tonight, Tim. Doing a little something different. We've actually had Psychic Tiffany in studio with us this evening, speaking with all the different morning show hosts that have been out. The way you guys are going to swing that mic back and forth.
Well, I thought he wanted to say he just going to put up his hands
I know, that's because he just likes to make me look like I'm being a bad guy.
You're not a bad guy.
I know that.
I don't think
hold
that he's
me,
saying
Tiffany,
that.
hold me. Hey, before we get into this last segment, let me make a quick mention for the next 3 callers to call in. I'm going to give you a copy of Soul Visioning, which is a book, Clear Your Past, Create Your Future. It's by Susan Weishaupt. It's a groundbreaking book that teaches you how to create a life of passion and purpose by following your soul's wisdom, using breakthrough methods such as energy psychology, which is kind of acupuncture for the emotions without the needles. There's guided journeys, forgiveness practices, and past life and life between life regression. You'll discover practical step-by-step techniques to heal the unconscious beliefs that block the awareness of your true spiritual identity and life purpose. So if you want, I've got 3 copies of this book by Susan Weishaupt. Give us a call right now and we'll get you out a copy of those books. All right, Tiffany, so we're wrapping up this evening.
We're back.
I appreciate you coming in and spending time with us and doing this. Is wear you out. You do.
Yeah, it totally gets exhausting for me. It does wear me out. As a matter of fact, somebody sent me a lovely email and it was really cool. And she's like, I'm not looking for a psychic reading. She's like, I actually do tarot card readings. She's like, but after I do 6 or 7 of them, I'm exhausted. Does that happen to you?
When you're at our events.
Yeah.
And which we do all over. For information, go to darknessevents.com.
Yeah.
And we do events at the Stanley, Queen Mary, Eastern State, all this stuff. You sit there and you do readings all day. You make the whole weekend about doing people's readings. Yeah. Do you ever have bleed through, like the spirit from the so let's say Tim does a reading and then I come in to do a reading. Does Tim's relatives stay around and they're like, but wait, you got to tell Tim this after Tim's gone and my people can't come through?
No, that really doesn't happen. Fortunately, I've been doing this long enough that I can kind of,
cut them off,
get the guillotine out and the psychic guillotine and knock it down and cut them off. But I think under ordinary circumstances, if you're just starting out, it's absolutely something that can happen. I've had instances where I've gone home, And as you know, I'm a big bath person. I'll take a bath, and all of a sudden somebody pops through. I know you're thinking me, Stu. I know.
Yes. Baths are nothing than just sitting in a big, hot, steaming bowl of soup. That's what
so
I think.
gross.
It's so gross.
I'll never forget. Yeah, I was talking to Dave about a year ago, and he caught me in the tub, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I told him, and he's
Over
like,
the phone,
"Oh my god!"
mind you, I didn't just walk in on her in the tub.
Right. Just like, let's be really clear. Yeah,
Humming.
I had to hang up. I totally had to hang up with you. But so
so they just
gross.
pop in on you when you're taking a bath?
Sometimes.
Hey, get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are they able to look you in the eyes when they pop in, or are they?
No, they look down a little ways.
Well, that's evil. As in life, so in death, right?
Right, exactly.
Right. Well, in the studio with us, our final reading we're going to do for tonight is Jordan from the KTLK Morning Show. He's a producer. You'll hear him pop up on air from time to time with Chris Baker. Again, that's right here on our station, KTLK, every Monday through Friday. You want to check that show out from, what time does the show begin?
7 a.m. to 11 a.m.
7 a.m. to
right
11 a.m.
Rush.
You're a big fan of politics, too, aren't you?
I love politics. It's so exciting.
Politics.
I'm so happy this
We
election
were just talking about how into the election he was. He stayed up. Yeah.
Election and politics is like two different things to me, though. The election's kind of like an event, and I'm into that, but the politics thing.
And politics is like the last 3 minutes of an NBA final game.
Exactly.
Right, I'm with you.
I like that.
All right, so now you didn't actually want to talk to somebody that crossed over.
No, you wanted to do a reading.
Right. I don't even know that died to me that I'm close to that.
Which is like so super cool.
That's awesome,
I think it's a good thing. I hope. Not gonna
totally a good thing.
Right. Or for Micah.
Or laminate.
Now, so you want to know, though,
what did you want me to tune into? Yeah. What's your question,
I can pick
babe?
anything I want here?
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, let's...
Well, within reason. Don't ask me about like Chris Baker's sex life or anything.
Well, you were talking about whips and baths earlier. Now my mind is all wandering. So. In that case, let's talk about my girlfriend.
What do you want to know about the girlfriend?
Well, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about the whips and stuff.
What do you want to know?
Well, tell me where we're going.
What's her name?
Karen.
Well, here's the thing, honey. You have free will. You can choose to do whatever you want to do in that relationship, blah, blah, blah. But are you asking, like, if it's going to continue? Yeah, you guys are fine. It's so funny. Your guides, you have a guide named Mark that's coming through, and he's talking to me, and he's just, like, talking right in my ear.
A guy named Mark. Wouldn't that be cool? Hey, I'm Mark. I'm your guide.
Hey, what up?
That sucks. I want a guy like Ezekiel or Elijah to be my guy. And you've got Mark.
Well,
I used to be a 7-Eleven clerk in life, but now I'm your guide. Yeah, I think
Mark's
this relationship's going to work.
Though.
I know. I'm just
it's
messing.
not,
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
right,
the Beatles. I love those guys. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. That's Peter, Paul, and Mary, right? Okay.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Okay, I'm sorry I made the Morris Day reference before, and I was wrong.
No, come on, help this guy out. We got about 4 minutes left in the show.
What do you want to know about the relationship? You guys are totally fine. I don't see anything really, to be really honest, I don't see anything changing. I don't see anything really adjusting. It's funny because what he tells me is she gets pissed off at you about time. Like your timeliness is not so good. And it's not so much that you're always late. It's just your timing is kind of funky and off. Like she'll ask you to do something and you'll remember 3 days later. And it just, that's like a point of contention.
Jordan?
Probably. I'm very.
He can't remember.
This is funny.
The fact that he's looking at me, he's like,
she's got
crap,
a brother named Mark.
up.
This is just this just like jumps out of me. It's fascinating.
Is Mark on the other side? Or is he here?
Mark's here.
No, and it's funny too, a lot of people will come and they'll ask me about their guides and they'll be like, oh my God, I was going to name my child that, or that there's some, it's really weird. It is kind of a phenomenon unto itself. Right? Yeah, it's really kind of interesting.
How about your position, Jordan? Do you want to know if you're going to be at K-Talk as Chris Baker?
That's great. That's actually my next one. Professionally, where am I headed? Where am I going?
I hear, would you like to supersize that?
Yeah, that's in your probably make more money, Dave.
you and me both.
I think we've talked about the whole money radio thing in
don't go on radio, kids. You won't make any money.
Yeah, but it's fun for you.
Yeah, where do you
get a lot of free stuff, don't you? But honestly, I see you going on air. I don't see you getting out of radio. And this is exactly what he says, at least for the next 2 years. You're pretty much here. And the word that he uses, is stuck. You're stuck here. And it's not a bad thing. It's not.
So when you see him going on air, does that mean he'll get his own show, or will he just take over the production room with a manifesto and a shotgun?
Getting his own show.
You will hear me.
Getting his own show, but it's not going to be on KTLK. It's going to be on a different station. But here in Clear Channel, and I'm sorry, I know I'm creaking. I know you just looked at my chair. So, yeah, there's going to be an opening spot. It's going to come in more midday. It's not going to be a morning. It's not going to be a late evening. It's going to be like...
So you think it'll be within
3,
the conglomerate
4 o'clock,
here?
somewhere in there, kind of later afternoon. What?
You think it'll be in the conglomerate of Clear Channel?
Yep. Absolutely.
You're stuck here, man. You've sold your soul to the man.
I'm just gonna say I'm kind of a non-believer when I walked in this room.
Yeah, why?
And then talk. That's
okay. I always like to hear people's experiences. Totally no judgment
whatsoever. Believe it. I just don't have a reason why. But after listening to you and some of the things you say, believer. Completely.
Really?
Ding ding. Thank you. You're sweet.
Because he's bucking for an afternoon show. Yeah, he's taking over for.
I'd like to see your whips and leather and ass and all that stuff.
How does everybody know about that writing crap?
I know.
That's why you gotta.
Yeah, totally happily. 14 years happily.
You can change that.
Yeah, what?
I can change that.
Wow.
Jordan, see? I got the hit on Lena. He got the hit on you. It kind of the way you can feel the connection going on. There's a lot of love here.
So what do you see about us?
I see her husband out in the car with the shotgun.
Jordan will not be walking outside today.
Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, look at me. Anyway,
now, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get a reading with Tiffany, it's as simple as just coming into the station and giving Tim and I money, and we'll put you through.
Call Jordan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, you can go right to readingsbytiffany.com, and it's spelled Tiffany. Readingsbytiffany.com, or you can email her at Tiffany@readingsbytiffany.com.
I know, it's very clever, isn't it?
That is. That's amazing.
Super original.
But it's better than like psychicrockdivatiffany.com.
How did you know that's my next
website? New
website? I just got it yesterday.
Whipsandchainsjordan.com is going to be up tomorrow too. You know that.
Need a cold shower.
Yeah. So check out Jordan and Chris Baker every Monday through Friday on
the new
KTOK.
Jordan and Tiffany show.
We want to thank all of our morning show hosts that spent time with us today. We had the lovely Lena and Steve-O and
so pretty.
Dave Ryan from KDWB. Of course, Lee Valsvik from Cities 97. Of course, Mark Rosen stopping in from KFan. Also, we had
celebrity
Superstar.
Crush.
We had Sludge come in here. Donna Valentine, Muss and Fish from K102. It's been great having you all here and be a part of our show. Thank you very much so much for being a part of it with us. Hey, guys, we're going to be back tomorrow with a brand new show. Check us out. Remember, if you missed any part of tonight's show, you want a little laugh and a fun, go back, check out the archives. Our show will be there. We'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to the best in paranormal talk radio every Saturday and Sunday right here from 9 to midnight.